Before watching, check out the first part. It's got lore. Last time on Creeptrap's channel. After being dormant for years, the universe harboring Creeptrap's channel was brought back via bizarre means, and he started to make YouTube videos to show to the world. However, by the end of his little Gator game review, he realized that somehow, video game characters could enter his world. Finding out that Gaster gave the PC he existed in the power to bring worlds together through dark doors. While playing through the Duck Life games, Creeptrap unintentionally creates a god duck, which tricked Creeptrap into bringing him into his world. Knowing the destructive nature of Jcleb, Creeptrap sets out to different worlds, taking characters out of their games to help fight against the malevolent mallard. But at the end of the Super Samurai review, Jcleb shows up to attack the squad. Oh, also the Gone of Batman characters may have snuck out into this world too. Okay, Jcleb, what the heck are you doing here?
Well, what have you been doing?
Dude, this is my friend Sammy, he's really cool.
He looks stupid.
Rude.
Anyways, I'm here to kill you.
Oh, what the heck? I let you out into my world because you were gonna destroy all my ducks, and now you want to kill me for some reason?
Yeah, we all know you're gonna abandon all those guys, and whatever that weird thing is supposed to be there.
Okay, look, first, I'm not a jerk like you are, and second, can we not fight here? I need to make content for my channel.
Okay, so, when you wanna is about to?
Let's do the city.
Yeah, Val, I'll give you, like, an hour to prepare.
Okay, yeah, see ya.
See ya.
Oh shoot, the cameras are still rolling. Duck Life, the February 3rd series by Wix about racing ducks through various minigames to get good and become the champion. If you don't know, I made a part 1 of the series earlier, over a year ago. But having played 4 games to completion, it's safe to say I'm a pretty huge fan of the Flash game series, growing up with it as a kid when the internet was still a new, revolutionary concept to me. I remember playing this weird educational game about these weird blue people who live in the clouds and use education power things to clear the fog in the sky to the world, and he used a ton of these poorly rendered GIFs that looked like they were ripped straight from the 90s, and it lives in my head rent free, and for goodness sake, I can't remember the game! So Duck Game. Unbeknownst to me, there are actually more Duck Life games in this series, even having one come out this year, and we've got 5 of them to go through. Seeing the series from my childhood evolve so far, it actually kinda gave me goosebumps with how far it changed from the humble days of random stock photos to explain the story and having the soundtrack consist of 3 songs. The jank, is still there though. But before we can jump into these new adventures though, I have to do this dumb call to action thing all YouTubers do. See, it's kind of part of my resume. Over 98% of my viewers are not subscribed, so if you enjoy my content then you should subscribe to my channel. It is free and you can undo it at any time. A lot of people say that I'm kind of annoying, so if you don't think I'm annoying by the end of the video, then you should like and subscribe to my channel. Oh, I sure hope the Tommy in it stands don't get me for this. Okay, thank God we're done with that. So first up, we actually have some re-releases and remix to get through, so let's cover them quick. So the first 3 Duck Life games, plus the 4th one as a separate release, all got released onto Steam, referred to as the Classic Collection. Which I actually really appreciate since now I have easy access to all the games in one place. Kind of, but we'll get there later. I don't have too much to say on the Classic Collection, since from the looks of it, they're near perfect ports of the OG trilogy, and even have a few bug fixes from my experience. I don't remember there being screen tearing in the original Flash games though. Yeah, unfortunately, this collection for some reason suffers from some pretty bad screen tearing, which for those who don't know, and my parents, screen tearing is when graphics kinda get a bit ripped up. Yeah. Also, hi parents. I know video game terminology. Also, for some weird reason, in Duck Life 2, you can actually surpass the max level 150, which means you can, oh goodness, he's so fast! I can't keep up, oh no! Last thing to mention here are the new challenges added. It's nothing really special though, just do the minigames good enough, and you, beat them. Now I think this collection is pretty fantastic, but the same can't really be said for Duck Life 4. It's not like it's bad though, it works fine enough, but I just can't shake the feeling of how off this re-release is compared to the original. First thing you'll notice is that the art style is different. Duck Life 4 was definitely pretty experimental with the backgrounds, having more muted and relaxed tones, which made the ducks stand out way more. But here, I don't know, it almost feels corporate, like a soulless, sanitized version of the same game, and the pacing does not help at all. I know that's incredibly ironic with Duck Life 4 being much grindier than your average alien training game, but hear me out. It's not that it takes forever to gain levels, that's still a running issue with Duck Life 4, which by god, I love to my heart, but it can be so grindy at times. But the minigames in a remaster are way slower. Just compare both swimming reaction minigames and you'll see what I'm on about. Also, I don't like the changed theme for running training. They kept all the other training themes, but then decided that the second best one should be less good. Boo! You suck, Wix! Okay, I'm done being negative about Duck Life 4. Now I can be negative to Duck Life Treasure Hunt! Yeah, I've got some beef with this one too. Now this is just bizarre. Why the heck did Wix decide to take Duck Life, a series known for its various training minigames to level up your ducks and beat others in races, and make it an endless runner? Oh, that makes sense.
Here comes the
Yes, that's right. Duck Life Treasure Hunt is indeed a mobile game, fit with run-boosting items, pets, daily rewards, revival prompts. Goodness, it has like all the tropes in it. But nevertheless, I indeed will cover it whether I like it or not! The story this time around consists of us discovering a special cave set to hold treasure. Yeah, that's it. Story writing sure is my passion. Okay, fine, there's still some Duck Life elements in this, but it's kind of weird. Like, instead of improving running, flying, jumping, you know, the likes that could apply to this new gameplay format, no, the minigames here just increase your IQ. Because as we all know, whack-a-mole makes you smart. Wait, but then what do I use the IQ for? Glad you asked, questioning copy of myself. It, unlocks items for some inexplicable reason like... Come on, it's not like I'm making them or anything. What's the logic in this? Okay, enough talk on the overworld. Let's actually get into the main gameplay. It's just jetpack joyride. As you'd expect, you're in an endless runner where you last as long as physically and mentally as you can, dodging obstacles, hitting other explorer ducks, and finding artifacts hidden deep within. I only played through the main story of gathering all the treasures to beat the game because, oh my god, I ain't buying all that stuff. Besides flying, the two main abilities you've got up your sleeve are the slingshot, which can be used to attack other ducks, which does nothing besides the missions, or to counter these dragons and missiles, which will attack you. I rarely found this useful though, as it was much easier to evade the attacks instead of flying out with the target, shooting one of my limited projectiles, and hoping it actually reaches them with the not so precise flight controls. Yeah, I'll take dodging, thank you. The other ability at hand is your pet's own ability that recharges over time, which can range from defending from projectiles, yet another range shot, to even... oh god damn it, I thought I escaped JoJo. Unlike the slingshot, I actually did find this pretty useful at times to put pressure off obstacle layouts, but what you should really be after are these stone transformations. Not only will these transformations let you survive another hit to keep your run going, but they also change up your gameplay. First up is the Firebird thing. You click to jump high up to the ceiling, and you can click again to return to the ground with a stomp. This one's alright. I don't think it makes your run easier, in fact I'd say it's a tad harder to dodge, because you're having to time your jumps precisely to dodge obstacles at the bottom and top. The second of these power-ups turns you into... I'm not gonna bring it up. I'm not gonna do it. I'm Jumbo Josh! The Gorilla transformation has this grapple mechanic which pulls you up to the top, which you release from to fall back down. Much like the Fire Dog, I don't find this makes things any easier because you have less control across the board. Again, you'd only keep this around for the extra hit you can take. The last of these three transformations though, I think this is a game changer. Becoming like some futuristic rocky version of the Roadrunner, you basically have total control over where you are on the board by clicking around, which is... well, actually, it's a little overpowered. In my winning run for the ending of this game, I was able to keep this form for 9 minutes straight before I intentionally got myself hit to see the ending of the game. A really weird thing about the level design after looking back at my footage is that, okay, so of course the obstacles are randomly generated each run, but then for some reason, there's times when, nothing spawns. Like, there'll be a few points of the spell, maybe a single spike, but other than that, it's pretty empty. Meaning you're doing nothing for a few seconds and it makes things pretty... boring. Much like the ending, yippee! As we open the chest far down within the treasure caverns, we discover the Golden Crown. which we wear, and for some reason it didn't show for me, I don't know why, which has made us so insanely popular, who reaches out across the galaxy, gaining the attention of a certain alien duck who now wants the crown. It's just a gold crown, is it really that noteworthy to be that widespread across the galaxy? Yeah, so that was Duck Life Treasure Hunt. Was it good? It was alright. I mean, it wasn't original. As I said earlier, it's basically just Duck Life Jetpack Joyride. But I guess I had some fun with it. But this game barely has anything to do with Duck Life overall. So for the rating of this game, I'm gonna have to put this as non-canon.
Barely made it.
This game does not exist in the Duck Life canon in my head, and there is nothing Wix can do to change that. Whoa, there is no Duck Life Treasure Hunt. The game never existed. Whoa. So you talked about nothing for 5 minutes straight? What? No, I don't want this to be canon. Then why did you bring it up? Shut up, dear Lord, you little bitch.
You choose.
So you choose moron who can't even catch my walking feet? Ooh, look at me. I can walk. Yeah, okay, buddy. Let's see you do that
You choose.
on a straight route first. Yeah, okay, let's jump into the next game. If we're gonna have any chance of stopping Jcleb, then we're gonna have to forge a new duck to rise up against him. I mean, last time was kind of the reason why Jcleb is even a huge problem now, but I don't have much of a choice. By imbuing the cosmic power of the yin-yang, a potentially unhealthy dosage of awesomeness, and, well, I guess making him taller than average, I present to you my new god duck. My name's Jeb. What? Oh, never mind. Duck Life Space's plot kicks off with Taurus, world champions, showing off their crown. They, kind of have for some reason. Until this alien duck shows up, presses this button, and sucks up Taurus' crown because... I mean, come on, man. There's probably more crowns out there that no duck has laid a feather on. Nevertheless, it's up to us to gather a team of ducks, train across the galaxy, and take back our crown. Yeah. Thankfully, Duck Life Spaces are returned to form, playing closest to Duck Life 4, what with the Duck Party system, multiple training minigames for skills, and taking on the tournaments in 3 different races. So obviously, we're going to need a good team name. I'm thinking Team Frickin' Awesome, because we're so gosh darn epic. I mean, come on, Taurus, at least let Mo have a go in the tournament. This is when the similarities end though. Instead of a 3-part training minigame, each of them are split up and each have a new variant in each world. Though this causes some minigames to have more versions than others, like running or swimming. One thing Space definitely does better than 4 is having more stats to train at the start. Duck Life 4 was insanely basic in its first area, which kind of made things one-dimensional, even if the training minigames had multiple steps to them. Okay, with what I said earlier, I'm really making it sound like Duck Life 4 wasn't my favourite of the series back then. I still love it, I swear, I love Duck Life 4, and it will always be my beloved. Although most of Duck Life 4's mechanics and structure remains intact, things are a tad different this time around. The level cap from Duck Life 2 and 3 returns for each area, which goes in increments of 20 up to 100 for each world, except the 6th and final world. And I think it gives you much more time to go through each stat for some variety. Except right here, the first flying minigame was glitched for me and gave me like 0 EXP for no reason. This also happens in a similar manner to other training minigames where okay. Alright. I actually don't know why this happens. I assume this might be a porting issue, as Duck Life Space was originally a mobile game, which is probably evident with these giant buttons covering the screen. Oh yeah, this minigame. Duck Life Space introduces intelligence as a new stat to train. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. It only affects the speed you teleport through these portal things. Yeah, it's kind of lame. Other minigames I'd highlight are climbing up these ladders to not fall into the void. This one, which is literally just click a tail.
The worst thing. No one wants to see Toriel cry.
And this swimming minigame where you click these boxes to prevent your duck from dying. I could go on all day with each of this game's training minigames, but I'll only bring up the highlights as I'll be making a ranking video on every training minigame in the Duck Life series. Except Treasure Hunt, that one's not canon. Alright, racing time. Now's a good time to mention the graphics for this era, which I'm not really into. Much like what I said in the Duck Life 4 remake, it feels like it's sanitized from corporate, like Wix Games was just pumping out Duck Life games and had to make easily repeatable graphics to save on time. I don't know, but that's just my 2 pence on the matter. But I guess it does explain why I feel like there isn't much to talk about with this game, as it was at a point where the series was more stagnant and I'd be kind of repeating myself. Oh yeah, I forgot about the boost mechanic down here. During races, you can spend some energy to give your duck a boost, which in a pinch can give you the edge over the competition. With enough skill, you can skim past training a lot by timing your boost with the right skill. I actually like this addition because it makes energy have a bigger part in races, other than you just getting to level 30 and never feeding your birds again. By the way, these races are buggy. I mean, yeah, it's Duck Life. These games are a magnet to weird glitches, but at the start of every race, you can see the game loading the ducks, which is probably not a bug and just a slip up on Wix's part. But sometimes, I don't know, I get like soft locks and can't move. Your energy does not all drain, and all the other ducks are stuck too, so you pretty much have to reload the race, which really sucks because this is the first Duck Life game I've seen have a glitch that completely breaks part of it. After completing each tournament, instead of immediately being dropped into the next major area, you get a short cutscene showing how you get to the next area. So of course, I'm going to treat this as a cinematic movie with billions of dollars put into this. Alright, get your popcorn ready because we're about to experience true cinema. After beating the Earth tournament, Taurus spawns onto a rocket to head straight to the moon, where we get told by a robo-duck that so we head on board to head to Mars, when a space duck notices our supreme racing seal and takes us over to their galaxy to race there. Wait, weren't we trying to chase after an alien duck to get our crown back? But suddenly, that alien duck who stole our crown accuses us of cheating! So, our other alien duck friend blows the whistle to awaken this bird thing. Wait, didn't we do the tournament in that guy? Fly us off through space into the ice world. By the way, don't worry about why the alien treasure-thieving duck is here now and isn't doing anything about us, it's fine. Yeah, this story was kind of an overthought. Anyways, the game remembers the setup and has Taurus do this, whatever it is, as we head off to the lava world to take on the alien duck. Yeah, this is just Duck Life 4's ending. But again, thankfully, unlike 4, you don't have to have a duck with 150 of every stat. That was kind of a dumb decision. But it's an alright final boss. I never thought Duck Life had the best platforming anyways, so we retrieve our crown, get a very underwhelming victory screen, and we get an ad for the next Duck Life game. Whoa, wait! I still have to talk about my overall thoughts for this game. Duck Life Space isn't bad, but I wouldn't say it's my favourite either. I mean, I'd be pretty surprised if anyone said this game was their favourite. It's just kind of forgettable to me, because whereas the other Duck Life games have something noticeable to claim about itself, 3 having evolutions, 4 giving a completely new take on the formula, Treasure Hunt being an entirely new genre, and 2, well, that one sucked. But what does Space have to separate itself from the other games, other than the theming? Yeah, I probably won't be returning to this one anytime soon. Hey, so if you've made it this far into my video, then guess what? You're in the 1%! Okay, well not really, you're not like a millionaire or anything. It's just to say that only 1% of my viewers ever make it this far into my videos, and I gotta thank you for that. And I mean, if you've come this far into the video, then I think I deserve a like and comment for that. I mean, there's a reason these videos take a long time to come out, and every bit of interaction from you guys helps out that bit more. Okay, back to my crazy stupid storyline. Hey Jester Horse, this is my new friend Taurus.
Wait, what? Don't you know what happened last time you made a god duck? You know, the whole reason we had this upcoming battle.
Yeah, well they're gonna help us beat Jcleb. Psst, Taurus, are you like a goodie?
Great. So after your space adventure, what can they do?
Well, they're super agile, alright. I wouldn't doubt that Taurus could break the sound barrier. But with the next game we're talking about, I think we can make them a lot more powerful. Okay, so you know how Duck Life is based off the Chow Garden and the whole racing aspect? Well, in Sonic Adventure 2, there was one other mode your Chow can participate in. Yeah, I think you know where we're going with this. I'm actually kind of surprised it took 7 games for Duck Life to feature combat, considering the inspiration for the series. Fully committing to the style, Duck Life Battle has a full-on top-down tile-based overworld to explore, which is, unfortunately, reminding me of a certain RPG that's way too popular. Is he gonna get mad over that?
As long as you don't mention it.
Okay. Unrelated, but Pokemon kinda sucks. Yeah, so as I said earlier, Duck Life Battle changes the game from training up your ducks in racing to training up your ducks in battle, or duck as I should say, because battle brings down your playable ducks to just one, which I can understand as training multiple ducks may have been a neat novelty, but it definitely caused time to stack up if you were training multiple ducks. Heck, space gave you little to no reason as thought at least made your ducks more tired if you used same one in consecutive races. Plot time, Taurus touts his superiority over the alien race by flexing their retrieved crown they had since when suddenly, it really does just happen all of a sudden, a tornado appears, sucks everyone up, including the crown, and we're whisked away to the overworld of this game. Yikes! We better get our crown back! So instead of the standard running, swimming and flying, we've got 5 new stats to work with: defense, health, power, special and speed. Now, my astute RPG-filled CPU brain decided to immediately go for a glass cannon build by mainly focusing on power, special and speed. Why? I don't know, I think it's fun. I mean, Taurus is getting absolutely shredded in these minigames. Holy Jesus Christmas America Christ! As for the minigames this time around, they're all pretty good overall, ranging from carefully maneuvering your cursor to dodge spikes while lighting up a dark cave to... Oh my god, it's Happy Wheels.
Don't hop back, you didn't do anything! Shut up. Shut up. That's right.
It's kind of weird. Duck Life Battle was also made for mobile devices, but it still feels like a lot of care was put into PC users without compromising the experience. Even more impressive is that there are 25 training minigames, and for the most part, I think all of them are pretty good. Training up stats isn't the only other way to improve your duck's combat skills though, as shops sell weapons and armor to boost protection and attack damage. Not only that, but there's also elemental types to take into account. I did not take this into account. The basic protection armor is just too good for any other piece of armor to outclass the specific defenses other armor provides. I only needed specific defense for a single endgame fight, and even at that, it didn't really help much. This extends to the weapons too, especially since they frequently have higher overall attack damage than the elemental weapons. So I just kinda used a pie for roughly half the game.
Oh boy, what flavor?
Pie flavor.
Jumping into the actual meat and potatoes of the game, combat isn't quite a turn-based RPG. In fact, with absurd enough speed, you can start attacking multiple times before your opponent even gets a chance to get a hit in. Before each battle, you can choose to change your equipment, but as I said earlier, I didn't really need to. But it's good design nonetheless. As for the fighting itself, I feel like there was a sort of satisfaction to the races in previous Duck Life games. Seeing your duck get faster each training session can really feel satisfying, and it's even fun to go back to previous races to see how far your duck has come, blazing through races that used to take as long as the endgame races you're getting into now. But I don't find it as satisfying in battle though, as it's just chunking down the same HP bar, with the only real difference being the amount of HP the ducks have. I think what makes things feel pretty stagnant is that your duck doesn't really gain any new abilities or techniques. You do have some input during these fights, as when your duck's special meter maxes out, you have to click at the right time to unleash a more powerful special attack. I kinda wish they made it so that certain weapons had different timings, or even multiple inputs to get the special move out though. To give a probably random example, Undertale's various weapons have different attack types. Like Battle, you only have a single character to control, but the different weapon types change up the attack minigame to keep you on your toes, from mashing Z with the tough glove to multiple attack bars with later weapons, and then the empty gun is all. To Duck Life Battle's credit, a lot of the specials have special effects, or at least do something amusing to watch. Some weapons like the Earthquake Detonator has pathetically low attack power, but does frighteningly high damage with the special, or the Bubble Blower having overall high damage, but the special specifically inflicts a long-lasting stun to get some more damage in. There's even a few references they sneak in. Back to the overworld, there's quite a bit more to do than fight other ducks. Every so often, you'll find a few ducks who either have quests or just have something to say, which I appreciate. Other Duck Life games do have dialogue for ducks, but it's usually a quick quip before you race against them, and then you never think about them again. Huh. Besides that, you can find coins and other pieces of equipment, often hidden behind opponent ducks to earn.
I found you, faker.
Faker? I think you're the fake hedgehog
Make you eat
around
those
here.
words.
Not bad for an imposter.
Do you know who I am?
Finally, after returning to areas, you'll occasionally find what is genuinely a complete and utter sociopathic monster. What, don't believe me? This genuine heartless beast stalks you for the entire game, only to present themselves in a friendly persona, letting you spin his fun wheel. Seems harmless, right? Lies! He changes your perception of reality to be more appealing and lure you into falling for his devious, disgusting intentions. Gambling. Oh, the story after the beginning. After each tournament, this entrepreneur duck will show up seeing potential in you and give you a new ability which will help out with getting to the new area. Also, he's been watching us every step of the way? Yeah, Taurus, this guy's definitely the bad guy. We're probably going to have to fight him at some point.
Oh, no. I'm here to help you on your way to the top, Lux.
We should beat him up, Taurus. After we rightfully earn our victory in a really underwhelming way, there wasn't really much of a final boss. We were awarded the Grand Tournament crown and... the entrepreneur duck wasn't evil. I didn't lie about him fighting though. Duck Life Battle probably features the most expansive post-game we've seen yet. First, which technically isn't post-game, but you probably come after beating the game, is the Training Dojo. Here you can train with any training minigame you've played before, and unlike any other game in the series, you can actually go above the max level, although the rate for gaining EXP is drastically lowered down. Not only is this an easy way to access every training minigame, but you can also see the worldwide rankings and see how you stack up against the world. Of course, if you haven't beaten all the side quests, now would be a good time to get them done. I mean, my guy makes these ducks into nuggets with the amount of damage they do. So the last thing I need to bring up is the arena, which lets you fight other ducks in online battles, having you test your training, equipment and gear against your opponent. Although with the ability to train above level 100, this probably would devolve into who's played the game more and brute forced their way to a higher level. Has it loaded yet? Yeah, unfortunately I wasn't able to try out the online battle, and I couldn't really find any footage. Oh hey, Think Noodles played Duck Life. Well, don't mind if I do.
I think I can...
No, you got minus in the mouth. You gotta go down this thing. What are you doing?
The grace of life. It's so precious. Like and subscribe to Think Noodles to preserve your life.
Duck Life Battle was a fresh twist on the classic Duck Life formula, taking a more conventional approach to game design by adding a full overworld to explore and travel across. I personally think it could do with more ducks to talk with, but for the whole, I think Duck Life Battle is a great evolution on the series. Yeah, it didn't work. Sucks because it would have let me get direct information on what humans are like, which could help with understanding human thought patterns to optimize our algorithm.
Yes, that might be too much revealed.
Oh. Anyways, Taurus is very good at murdering now. There are like no living ducks now. We've checked and it's a complete mess. Peter is not gonna be happy with us if they see this.
How much time until we have to fight Jcleb?
Wait, half an hour? Oh my goodness! We better speed on these next two games because they are undoubtedly the longest in the series. Duck Life Adventure is, well, it's basically Duck Life Battle, but more. The main claim to fame about Adventure, in my opinion, is the unionization of the series' iconic long-standing racing and the newly introduced combat in battle. Okay, I'm being real here, I'm not lying, this Duck Life has an actual story. Okay, fine, not really. Taurus watches some TV in their house that, exists now. Well, I guess being crowned a tournament champion by the mayor would also come with a nice fancy house. On the telly, a reporter interviews Marco, the 3-time Grand Tournament champion. Wow. I mean, by this point, both Jcleb and Taurus have both achieved that, so... Wait, I gotta call Jcleb, hold up.
Hey, what's up?
Jcleb, was the Supreme Duck in Duck Life 3 you?
Oh, yeah, that was me. I was that duck.
I mean, you were way taller and had that crazy hair.
No, that was my badass hair-changing face. I need something that looks cool.
Okay, thanks, cheers.
Cheers.
Taurus heads over gleefully to their homophobic mom to tell about their aspirations to be an adventure duck, but of course, Taurus's transphobic mom wants them to be a doctor. Mom, I don't want to save lives. I just want to play Minecraft all day. Marco, through dark magic, tells Taurus to follow their dreams, so our worryingly overpowered duck sets out for new frontiers. After a concerningly long sewer trip, We arrive at the overworld for this game, Egg Island, where we're greeted by Dory, who shows around the island, and we're given a choice between racing and combat. I went with racing because of course this is coming out of battle, although this means if you were to play this game again, you'll have an almost entirely different beginning than last playthrough. The overworld here is actually so large, you've got a map to see where you're currently at. I mean, it kinda overwhelmed me at first, but compared to battle, the approach to unlocking training minigames is more so like space, where you start out with a handful of stats to train and unlock more as you progress through the game. But instead of tournaments in each world, the progression is handled through all sorts of different obstacles, like a conveyor or heightened platforms. As for the minigames themselves, yeah, they're for the most part pretty fantastic, and some even feel like pieces of their own game. But I YouTube hate flying, okay? Okay, so you gotta bounce on these pads, right? But then there's these dumb faker broken pads that literally only exist to trip you up, and then you might be forced to fail because there's no way to bounce up to fly higher. But that's not all. Then you run into these stupid other ducks who will sabotage your run by ruining your bounce pads, forcing you to lose your run for no reason of your own! The pro version is at least pretty good. Alright, the minigame evolutions. Once you level up 10 times, the minigame changes, which may add new obstacles, features, or entirely new mechanics to shift up the gameplay. This is kind of mixed though. Sometimes I really like the evolution, but it's a double-edged sword, as I said earlier. It can make previous minigames worse, like flying and jumping, but combined with the pro versions of each that train, you're looking at 80 instances of training minigames, although I'd only count that as 16 minigames total, which I think is a better amount for Duck Life if we're going to see minigames of this quality. It's a good thing the minigames are way more fun to play because, oh my gosh, the grinding. Duck Life has grinding. I mean, that's pretty much most of the games, but there was always a noticeable progress within a relatively short time frame. But at this point, it's starting to take up half an hour to train each stat, which really adds up time. My total playtime clocks around 11 hours, and the abundant loading screens definitely adds to the issue. They're just kind of everywhere, and while somewhat short, and I find them pretty charming that the tips are conveyed through Towers DMing Dory, they really do add to the time you play, and even gets more irritating when you accidentally enter an area. Racing and battles are mostly the same as their previous game iterations, but new to the series are items to use. For racers, energy bars are always useful, not only letting you last just a bit longer, but also letting you just kind of spam boost for the entire race without tiring your duck. Frostbait freezes all opponent ducks, which is an easy way to gain the lead, but I barely found the others useful, as they were either way too situational or they were coffee. Races are weirdly janky, way more than usual for this series, and I think it's because of the physics they add, what with your ducks tumbling all over the place. Like here, I actually lose a race despite being in first because Towers ragdolls under the bridge, which trapped them due to the other ducks crossing over it. Not too big of a fan of how the races go here. As for battle items, I'd say everything has its use, but the healing items stop being all that useful later on. You really have to spam them to break even with your opponent's damage. Costumes return with their defensive use in fights, although for some reason they don't do anything in races. Although you can now customize your clothes with different colors in the paint shop, and any game that lets you have customization for your clothes is good in my book. Wait, what the heck? That's my OC! Duck Life stole Pyron? How dare you, Wigs! I'll be sending you a cease and desist for this atrocious case of thievery on an obscure RPG I've been working in the background. So remember how Duck Life Battle had those small side quests you can go on, and they were few and far between? Well, now in Adventure, whoa, that's quite the list. Yeah, Duck Life Adventure kinda went insane with the side quests, having 21 throughout Egg Island with a lot more variety added, ranging from filling out the maps to impressing ducks with your medal collection. I will warn you though, one of the quests unlocks the ability to fast travel, so I'm gonna tell you how.
Okay, so what you have to do is first choose the Flying Master and then go up to the Fire Duck who was talking about the Flying Master and then race against him. So after you beat him, he'll give you the ability to fast travel and then he makes fast traveling more convenient. And yeah, that's my tutorial. Thanks for watching.
I kinda wish fast travel was something that wasn't locked behind a side quest, one I admittedly missed because of how big the overworld is. It would have made things much quicker, especially since before you get to pro training, you have to travel across the world for each training center. I'm starting to see why my recording is 11 hours long now. Okay, so are you ready for this game's endgame? I don't really think you are, but here we go.
Let's go!
Beating the second tournament against the Master Trainer grants us access to the tournament plateau, which after passing through many trials and tribulations, we finally take on Marco. By this point, I pretty much had 10 of every item, but Marco wouldn't let me take the title of champion that easily. I easily outran him, and he didn't even get to rank on the podium. Maybe item spam wouldn't make for a good finale, but facing off the champion means we still got a fight to go through, so I spammed items again. I mean, it's pretty much the final boss, so well, I assume Wait, why is our mom here? Wait, what the YouTube? Marco is Taros' son? Wait, I'm flying the homophobic, transphobic, and anti-vaxxer mom now? Taros is truly in shock. Their mortified gaze will echo on for years to come. Yeah, anyways, both of the battles weren't hard, but this is a god we're talking about here after all. And just like that, we've beaten Duck Life Adventure. Our parents get back together, we're told to do all the side quests, which I already did, which was kind of awkward. And, well, there wasn't as much post-game as I thought there would be. The newspaper sequence hints about a diamond being stolen, but I completely forgot that almost 7 hours ago I did a side quest which involved stealing a diamond, so you don't really get to do much there. There is the arcade, replacing the Grand Dojo from Duck Life Battle, but for some reason you need tickets to use it? Oh, it's for the online, which has this weird battle profile thing you have to do, which I'm not too keen on. Having to spend tickets to have easy access to the training minigames is pretty annoying, since this psycho is back! Much like his illegal schemes from Battle, he makes you gamble using the newly introduced jelly coins. Hey, did you know that a jelly is made out of the bones of animals? He enjoys the bones of animals. Do you know how future that is? Duck Life Adventures is pretty hard for me to rank. Overall, it's easily the most polished game in the series with tons of content, refined gameplay, and, a story. But at the same time, the immense amount of grinding needed this time around is pretty exhausting to go through, and did sour my experience with some of the more poorly designed minigames. Duck Life Battle was much buggier in my experience, but I felt it had better pacing and a more varied overworld, although with less NPCs and side quest variety. Actually, what is Jcleb doing at this moment? I haven't really thought about it.
Man, waiting for an hour sure is boring.
Wow, Taris, that sure was a dump truck full of plot twists and bizarre lore we came across within a time span of 5 minutes, but at least we're finished with Egg Island now, and we have to say goodbye to your really weird and insane parents.
Oh, what? Off already?
Yeah, we need to, claim more championships now so we can fight a god.
Well, anything my son can get through here, I'm sure they can take on a god if matters be.
Okay.
Why did that guy call me homophobic?
I have absolutely no idea, sweetie.
And so, we've come to our last Duck Life game. Well, at the time of scripting, recording, editing, producing, you can see why these videos take a while to come out. Not only is this the newest entry into the series, but it's actually the first game to be fully 3D. Well, mostly. I mean, it's basically just Paper Mario but with ducks. I can't really compare Duck Life 9 to any other entry in the series because of how drastically different it is in gameplay, but at the same time it feels like the culmination of the entire series, taking everything from each game and combining it together into this kind of compilation. Ooh, hold on, we've got gamepad support for this. That's pretty cool even though my N64 USB controller didn't work. Right away, Duck Life 9 gives us the choice on what kind of duck we want, which specialises in a certain stat, much like Duck Life 3. I went with flying again because flying ignores the need for half the stats if it's high enough. After receiving our duck, we get a news report by these two ducks, referencing the last game on how Marco steps out on the Adventure District Grand Open Race. For, family reasons. I don't buy this fake news because the last time I checked, me and Taris took the boat to get to Featherhaven Island. But, wow. We sure have come far, haven't we? Here we're meted by Doug the dog and get the lowdown on how this game goes. Instead of straight away training up your duck and getting into races, we're introduced to the building aspect of the game. Yeah, this game is kind of different, but I do kind of like how they attach it to the racing and training of the game, with racing and training being a good way to gain resources for building up the flock. But then building farm structures and more houses for your ducks comes in service of boosting your ducks' racing skills. Wait, more ducks? Yep, that's right. Returning from Space and Duck Life 4 is the mechanic of having multiple ducks, which is actually mandatory for progression this time around, as you need to use 3 different ducks for the tournament. So how about the minigames this time around? What's up with this game's main source of improving your ducks? It's a mixed bag. Except if that mixed bag mostly had used batteries and wet Tesco bags. I mean, what the heck happened, Duck Life 9? You were so close to being the best by a landslide, but I don't know, so many of these training minigames have weird design elements and annoying physics that only make things more frustrating. On the subject of stat training, balancing is a new stat that Duck Life 9 introduces. It's boring. I mean, the beginner minigame for balancing is actually pretty good, but I just think it's kind of a lame stat to train your ducks with. I mean, at least it's not as lazy and infrequent as intelligence was in Duck Life Space, but balancing kind of kills the pace for me in these races. After finishing up your running session, whether it's to level 10 or 50, you can start accessing each of the areas in the game. Instead of being a full overworld like adventure, Duck Life 9 sticks to separate areas with different themes, much like Battle, except there's actually more variety this time. Like, we've got a spring-themed meadow filled with flowers, a Pirate's Cove hosting a crashed battleship by the Mallard Gang. I forgot to mention, but in Duck Life Battle there was a Mallard Gang which was established there. I think they were in Adventure 2, but again, 11 hours. There's also a sunflower-filled farm area with a strong autumn theme, which if you know me, instantly gets you in my good books. An artificial world of clouds. Wait. Yeah, I get to use this theme. Now the ducks you're racing against aren't just to beat them and laugh at their pathetic, powerless state. Some ducks will actually join your flock, which is the main way you're going to get more ducks to help out with farming, building and generating more feathers for you. As I said earlier, having at least 3 ducks will be important for being able to progress through each area, in which after, you have to take on that area's champion who will help out and even joining your team after beating them. Oh, we are so screwed. The problem with being able to recruit more powerful and skilled ducks means that unless you've been maxing out your ducks ASAP, which I kinda do in these games all the time, there's no real reason to use early game ducks in races as they'll be outclassed by basically doing any progress. There are remedies to this like the stage, where ducks will record their experiences with training and boost other duck stats. There's also the stat grades each duck has, but you'll get the ability to boost your duck's grades pretty early on. I won't be satisfied until Taurus is perfect in every way. My son, my creation, ignore the Lord Duck Life Adventure stated, is as powerful as inhumanly possible. I didn't mention in Adventures, we actually increased the energy stat by training it, but Duck Life 9 brings it back to, wait no, you don't buy seed to increase that energy level. I mean, you do eventually get seed, which increases their hunger, which I kind of stopped caring about halfway through, to keep them happy, producing more feathers, but the main way you're going to get their hunger up and improving their energy is by eating food, which you can cook up with the ingredients you get by farming. Wait, there's a cooking aspect? What is there? Fishing? There's a fishing minigame too. Helping us with fishing is Benson the Bear, giving us the fishing equipment we need to catch Wait, that's just a bear. Duck Life 9 doesn't only just have ducks, which I kind of brushed over in the intro, but there are several different animals located across Featherhaven Island that will either give you access to new skills to train, or host several different shops to decorate your ducks. I don't know how to transition into the minigames.
Expendable at door 30.
So I'm just gonna have
Expendable
this
at
awkward
door
segment.
30.
Minigames! Yeah, I noticed the training minigames, but Duck Life 9 adds several different minigames across each of the worlds, which you need to complete to access the tournaments for each area. Have I done everything there is to talk about? Yeah, that's it. Okay, get ready, this ending is batshit insane too. After beating the volcano tournament, the wall breaks down, and none other than the fire duck from Duck Life 4 finally shows his face. With some baller music too. Oh my god, listen to this. You may be thinking, oh, it's just a different fire duck. That doesn't mean it's the same one from Duck Life 4. No, they actually confirmed this is the same duck from that game, taking refuge on top of the volcano in the castle after Joe. God bless his soul, blew it up. Beating the 3 ducks guarding access to the fire duck's lair, we get the deep, earth-shattering revelation that the fire duck's true name is Frank. Much like Duck Life 4, Duck Life 9's final boss is a bout of good old platforming, jumping past rocks, dodging fireballs with slightly unforgiving hitboxes, and reaching the finish before Frank with his controversial floating in the air technique, not my words by the way, the game industry refers to it as that, gets there first. I love this series. There's not much of a post-game with this one, but it's a typical arcade letting you play every variation of each minigame, which I really gotta give credit to Wix, as very few games in this modern era would even bother giving you the option to replay minigames, let alone let you play through every variation of it. I think the only other thing is the quote-unquote super boss for this game, being Gordon's Gauntlet, a race against all the Gordons who were like, kinda just there I guess? I mean I thought they were all the same guy. This does mean that the Gordon trans theory is sadly false.
Oh no!
And that's it if I remember. Although the Gordons did tell me there was a surprise waiting in the arcade after I beat them. Oh, this is cool. Having the entirety of Duck Life 1 within this game really does go to show how far the series has come from what is honestly a pretty empty and basic start to the series to what I'd consider easily the most advanced and in my opinion best game in the series. Duck Life 4 may eternally be endowed in my soul, but it's clear Wix's passion for this series has stayed strong for 14 years and it's still going. My hat goes off to you, Wix Games, not only for building my childhood in the online world alongside thousands of others, but to keep innovating on the series with fresh ideas while keeping the spirit alive. Thank you, Wix.
Yeah, okay, fine. My name is Frank. Is that what you want to do with me? Mock my name?
Nah, I mean like your name is the same as a camel I once knew, but we broke up and it was like tragic and stuff.
Wait, you dated a camel?
Okay, look, that is not important right now. You know Jcleb, right?
Uh-huh. The god duck guy who showed up?
Yeah, Jcleb is kind of trying to destroy the world, and we kind of need your help to fight him.
Well, he wasn't the one who destroyed my volcano, so...
I mean, who's to say he won't come back to this world and destroy everyone, including you?
Alright, fine, I'll join in. It's not like I'll be around or anything.
Okay, how much time is left?
You're exactly on time.
Oh.
Okay, it's fine. Let's fight in the city.
Alright. Okay, is everyone here? Yeah, that seems like everyone. Well, I mean, I could be forgetting someone, but who really cares? So, what, do we fight now?
Yes.
Oh! Well, I mean, they were just PNGs, so they probably wouldn't have helped much. Screw it, I'll handle this. Okay, Dearlord, do your warp thing.
No.
Why?
Not my problem.
Oh my god, Dearlord, this is literally the final battle we have to do here. Can you at least do something?
No.
Oh my goodness, that's it, Jcleb. You've gone over the line now. Uh-oh, Sammy, you better get in on this or I won't review your sequel anytime soon. Let's just get this done, alright? Okay, little bro, it's your... Wait, where's little bro? Well, this sucks, Jester Horse. What are we supposed to do now?
I mean, you have to have God here.
Shh. Oh, this might be the end, Jester Horse. We won't be able to review Doors Chapter 2 at this rate.
Your guys suck. They all went down so easily without much effort from me.
Shut up, Jcleb. That's not nice. You're gonna piss off all the spookies, Low Gator Game and Super Samurai fans. All one of them.
I need to won't be any more duck slavery when I'm done with you.
Why am I the bad guy here? Why do you have to kidnap the ducks I made? What kind of logic is that?
What kind of logic is taking murderous monsters from the mansion into your world? What makes you doing it suddenly fine?
Dude, Dearlord and Parasite are literally my friends, and they would have probably been trapped in that mansion for the rest of time, or eradicated through some dark ritual. Sammy might honestly just want some peace of mind after dealing with Alfred. Also, I'll bring Vera around eventually, but I'm too lazy to make a character render. And little bro, well, he was just kind of along for the ride.
Selfish Betsy Rabbit, this will be your end.
Oh hey, my speech worked!
That was your plan?
Well, it seems Creeptrap's come prepared with his own gods come against me, using you as a tool to destroy me. I pity your lack of freedom. I am Taurus. I am in favor for morality and justice.
Alright, Taurus, you've got this. You just have to finish him off. Like, beat him up like one punch. Like one punch like the anime and stuff. Taurus, aren't you gonna finish the job? Just destroy him! Just destroy him! Then we can finally end this conflict between me and him.
Well, what are you waiting for? Aren't you gonna do as he says? No. It's not your time yet.
Taurus, what are you doing?
Come with me. We'll both find ourselves out there without anyone to control us. What? He wasn't controlling me. I'm the god. You've got much to learn, especially mentally. Yeah.
Taurus, wait! We still have to... They're both off.
Off where?
I don't know. Maybe they both were looking for freedom in some way, which I kind of prevented.
It seems they won't be something to worry about, though.
I kind of wish I was more kind to Jcleb, and maybe none of this would have happened.
Wait, that was it? That was the whole fight? Unless you got ready to fist off that bird guy, and now they're flying off into the sunset?
Oh, yeah, I completely forgot about you. Why are you here, by the way? Yep, that's right. I have dabbled in the dark arts of YouTuber Patreons and have one set up for my account because, well, YouTube ad revenue kind of sucks. It would really help me if you helped out and fund my projects. These videos take a long time to come out with all the work I put into it, and knowing people who are willing to support me out in this wild digital world really helps me keep going on. Also, please God, give me your money. I need this tutorial Miss fan game to just drop, please.
Guys,